The blood consists of various components, and the components are red blood cells, white blood cells, and the plasma. They have some other factors as well. We will be discussing about all of it as we proceed. Plasma is the fluid part, and it consists of all the cells, the red blood cells, which are known as erythrocytes, white blood cells, the leukocytes, the platelets, thrombocytes together, and the remaining straw colored fluid within it is known as the plasma. Plasma is the fluid which is containing all the cells within itself. The fluid also has some important components like the potassium chloride, carbonate, magnesium, and calcium within itself. This plasma has presence of vitamins and organic compounds, pigments, and some hormones like insulin and corticoids, thyroxine also within itself. Plasma concentration of hormones may be regulated for determining the proper health of an individual. The functions of plasma are, first thing is it helps in transport medium or delivery of nutrients because it has presence of all the nutrients within itself. It also helps for transporting of waste products from the kidney, liver, and lungs to the heart, from the heart or even to the kidneys. The purification of the blood takes place in the kidney. So this is something which is to be understood very clearly, that all the nutrients, if there is high amount of nutrient present in the plasma of the blood, it means the blood has become impure and it needs to go to the kidney and get purified. Purified blood will have less amount of nutrients within itself. It is also a transport system for blood cells. So the movement of RBC and WBC is taking place through it. So that's why it is a transport system. It plays a critical role in maintaining normal blood pressure. The movement of blood, if it has less amount of organic nutrients within it, then the movement of the blood will be fast. So the blood pressure will be normal to high. Whereas when the accumulation of nutrients takes place in the blood plasma and no filtering is taking place properly in the kidney, that will lead towards the low blood pressure. Plasma helps to distribute heat throughout the body because that is the fluid portion, and we have a body temperature to be maintained, and that can be only maintained with the help of some substance, and it is the blood plasma. Erythrocytes are the red blood cells, and uh, there are very important things about the red blood cells. First is about the young RBCs. Young RBCs, they have presence of nucleus, but as they grow they lack or they lose the nucleus, endoplasmic reticulum, and all the cell organelles in order to be capable of accommodating four oxygen molecules within itself. Now, they have a structure which is biconcave. So you can think about a donut which is tapered, which is thicker at outside and thinner at the center, so that it can fold and it can move very easily through the vessels, blood vessels. It appears like a dumbbell shape, the way you can see. The cell is flexible and assumes a bell shape as it passes through extreme blood vessels. When I say extremely small blood vessels, it means the capillaries. It is covered with a membrane composed of lipids and proteins. That's why the lipids and proteins, they are the glycoproteins and they give the blood group. So we have a particular blood group depending on the presence of certain type of glycoprotein receptors on our RBCs. The central metal ion for the central metal ion is hemoglobin, and in the center of the RBC you will see the presence of iron. Iron is the central metal ion. It is formed of the RBCs, they are formed of two parts. One is the heme part, another one is the globin part. Heme part is the one which contains the iron, and it is always replaced once the RBC they are dead. They, after 120 days, they have a lifespan of 120 days, and after their death The RBCs, they are put in the spleen. The spleen is known as the graveyard of RBCs. So from the spleen, we get the presence of or the RBC, they degrade over there. So two parts are there. One is the heme part and HAE, heme part, and another one is the protein part. Now, heme part will form the iron and will be used later on for the new growing RBCs. What about the protein part? It gets broken down to form bilirubin and biliverdin, which are present in the lymph, and they are yellowish in color. So this is the fate of iron molecule, not the iron, I should say the RBC after 120 days. The function of RBC is to transport oxygen and carbon dioxide. So oxygen is taken in, 4 number of oxygen, and similarly 4 number of carbon dioxide is expelled out with the help of RBC. Leukocytes, they are the white blood cells, and they are also known as the fighter cells. The lifespan of these WBCs ranges from 3 to 10 days and even years. Some of the RBCs, they can survive for years, like the memory cells. We will be discussing about them. The white blood cells are generally low in our body, because if they are present in very high amount, it means there is some allergic reaction or there is some problem going on in our body. But normally when we try to measure them, the amount is quite less. It is 4,500 to 11,000 white blood cells per cubic millimeter of blood. White blood cells count may increase in response to convulsions. Convulsions means contractions and strong emotional reactions. When you become very sad and very happy because of adrenal rush, at that time the leukocyte count may increase. Even pain and pain can increase the leukocyte, because you generally have pain when there is a hurt. You have either fallen down or you have had a cut in your body. So in both the cases, the WBC, they need to reach to that place and fight against either the dead RBCs. Suppose you fell down, so blood has started clotting over there. Although injury is not visible, but that black color is developed. That black color is because of disruption of the cells at that place. Those disrupted cells need to be phagocytosed or need to be removed from that area, and for that reason the WBCs from different part of our body, they all come and get accumulated at that place. Similarly, in case of cut, the as our body is exposed or internal structure is getting exposed to the outside air, there is a chance of germs maybe entering in our body. So at that time, all the WBCs, they come very quickly to that place and start phagocytosing any kind of debris which is trying to enter the body, or any antigen which is trying to enter our body. Similar is the case of any disease or infection or intoxication. In all these cases, WBCs, they become very active. So this makes it very evident that they are the defense mechanism of our body. The white blood cells are also known as leukocytes and are cellular components of the blood that lack hemoglobin. They have the same structure but they lack hemoglobin and has the presence of nucleus. They are capable of movement, and the process by which they move is known as diaperesis. They defend the body against any kind of infection, cancer cells, or any foreign substance. Antibodies recognize and latch into the antigens in order to remove them from our body. They just kill the antigens. This is the way how the WBCs move. They migrate from one place to another through the, or they can pass from the blood capillaries. You can see how they are passing. This is a endothelial cell. When I say endothelial cell, it is a capillary. From the capillary, you can see the tethering. It is rolling down. It is getting attached, spreading itself so that it becomes very thin, and is